Alright, ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, it's the Natural Born Thriller. Let's get to this waste of a show of Impact Wrestling of Wrestling Impact Plus, presenting Impact Hardcore Justice 2021. The show from April 10th, 2021. Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown were your commentators. Basically, not just pertains to Impact Plus, but Tom and Dreamer also presents Hardcore Justice as well. The opening was probably they were in not Jacksonville, Nashville, Tennessee, the Skyway Studios. So the opening was the introduction of Hardcore Justice 2021, especially pertains to the main match they're talking about was the Hardcore War match, which we'll get to when we get to it, where it pertains to Team Dreamer versus Violent by Design. Opening match was something that wasn't expecting to be an opening match, was the three-way tag team match that featured the three X divisions or wrestlers going at each other eventually at Rebellion, which is X Division champion Ace Austin and his tag team partner was Matt Fulton. And I thought it was going to be an announced participant, but instead it was Ace Austin, Matt Fulton instead. And then with TJP, he chose Fall Ba as his tag team partner, which I love to see that combination team back together, even though it's going to be temporary until Fall Ba goes back to being homeless again. First is Josh Alexander, but where it turns to his partner, I'm thinking to myself, who could it be? Because there's no Ethan Page obviously. So who could be his tag team partner? No one in my mind could think of who could it be until he came out, and it was Maple Leaf Muscle P.D. Williams, an original X Division wrestler, and I was happy. It's basically Josh Alexander teamed up with a Canadian wrestler, one to another, and match itself was decent, very decent opener. A lot of guys hit their spots in the match. Matt Fulton had a change of color, ring attire, and all that, and his attire looks different and all. Basically, to blend in with Ace Austin to make them look like a tag team, because we all be saying before. Well, I should say I've been saying before. They not really look like much of a tag team. But now they are looking like a tag team in a way. And the reason I had to say that too is because where it takes these two being a tag team, they always loses their tag team matches, and then they're even win tag team matches altogether. And the way they've been booking them as a tag team, they haven't been been doing a very good job of looking like a tag team. But now they're having them pair as of ring attires, or since to play them as a tag team. It still didn't make it any better because they still ended up losing. Now they didn't lose the match though. Instead it was Fall Ba who took the loss here, and the one who got the win for the team was Josh Alexander. As I predicted, by the way, Josh Alexander to win. With whoever partner was gonna be, it was, and obviously we're just P. Williams. So there you go. Josh Alexander and P.D. Williams won the match. Now I can't remember if the Swingers Palace happened after the match here, but I'm gonna bring it right now. Swingers Palace happened with who of all people are in there, James Storm and Chris Sabin. All of a sudden, Triple XL shows up, which is AC Romero and Larry D, and they want to play. Basically, things got a little out of control, a little bit out of control. Where there's gonna issue a challenge and all that, versus a match. And James Storm said, we can have a match. Back. Let's have a drinking game after this first. Tom Dreamer also, he starts saying, and that's nothing. Tom Dreamer came out of nowhere and says match time. Kill me now. So Tom Dreamer basically was there, same match time, but eventually we'll get to what happened later on with that whole thing. But All of a sudden, Matt Cardona comes in there, and then Johnny Swinger basically was making some smart remarks to Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona start making smart remarks back to him. All of a sudden, Johnny Swinger makes a match between the two, where it's going to be a four corner great crank match like that. I'm not sure how he said it though. And I'm saying to myself, what is he talking about? What match is he talking about now? We'll get to that. Because the next match we get was Surely Legal match between Shira versus Hernandez. At the same time, myself, why is this match even happening in the first place? Well, I'll get to it when we get to it. So the match itself, it started off, it was decent. I'll say that, for a trios match, it was decent. Hernandez was kicking ass this match, by the way. Shira was doing decent too, by the way. For once, he didn't look garbage here. So Hernandez was going for the win, and Rohit clocks him out of nowhere. Yeah, Rohit Raju was in the match. The Desi Hitman, or should I say the Desi Shitman, hits Hernandez with a steel chair. Shira goes for the cover. Shira is confused about what happened here because those two are not together anymore, and then Shira ends up being with Rohit Raju and everything. So that pair is back together now. So what's going to lead to Hernandez? Well, first off, he's going to be turning on babyface, and second of all, who he's going to be teaming with, going against Shira and Rohit Raju. I don't know. That's going to be the program that'll be coming up, and we'll probably see that at Rebellion. So, yeah. So the match was fine until the finish happened. But it was a nice. It was a nice swerve though. I'll say that it was a nice swerve. Okay, it was after this match that that's when Tom Dreamer made that announcement. The mystery crank create the match. That's when. Okay, so it didn't happen after this one. I thought it happened after the opening match, because we get to the next match and it will feature Doc Gallows with Carl Anderson at ringside versus Black Taurus with Gracie Steve at ringside. Rosemary came out too, but then she she led him out there. And then she went back because she's going to get ready for her match later on, which we'll get to when we get to it. But we get to this match, I didn't care about this match at all, folks. Not against Black Taurus, excuse me. I just didn't care about this match at all. I like Black Taurus though in the match though, but Doc Gallows, not saying he was terrible. I can't get into Doc Gallows anymore. Same thing with Carl Anderson. The Good Brothers are not appealing to me anymore, and they end up winning. It was just a one-on-one match, by the way. Doc Gallows versus Black Taurus. Why couldn't this just be a tag team match? What are we gonna say for Rebellion? Between these two tag teams, whatever. I don't know. What would be nice though? If the Good Brothers was it's gonna be going up against Decay. If Doc Gallows was still married, with Ember O'Neill, Impact Wrestling could call up Ember O'Neill to come in. Because she used to be part of Bullet Club too, when she was called the Bullet Babe. So that would be nice, but they're not together anymore, so it's unfortunate. And I did like that they were together too as a married couple, and then also I don't know where got a divorce. I don't know how. I don't know. Because I always thought they were a good couple together, but it's whatever. But anyways. But that was the match though. Didn't care about it. Eric Young cuts a promo, pertains to he's Bound by Design, pertains to this hardcore war against Tom Dreamer's team. Dropping names like Rich Swan, Willie Mack, and Eddie Edwards and everything. It was a good promo though, from Eric Young, and not much to say about that. Now we get to this next match. Johnny Swinger with this Swingerellas, by the way. All three of them came out. They were with Johnny Swinger as he goes up against Matt Cardona in this mystery cranked match. So the match happens. The match was solid. Some parts of it made no sense because they could have just went to the crank and all that. And everything overall didn't make any sense either because it's supposed to be hardcore justice. And I want to bring this up too. It's supposed to be hardcore justice where it's gonna be no rules anyway because it's called hardcore justice. Every match should have been a hardcore match. Everything that happened was opening up from the opener to Gallows versus Taurus, and then to get to this match, In this match, they act like this is a regular match, and then we're into the mystery cranks that got involved. So let's get to what happened with mystery cranks. One reveal that John Sugar opened up was a picture of Scott Hall during his time in TNA, and another crank had a mouse trap in there with John Stringer. Yo, I'm gonna use this reference. Big bait catches big rat. March of the Wounded Soldiers, by the way. Love that movie. And then we get to the other crate that Matt Cardona was going to open up. He opened it up, but he didn't want to reveal it. I asked myself why he's not revealing it. It didn't come to that conclusion until later on, which we'll get to when we get to it. But the other crank was the brass knuckles, and ever since everything happened in the match too, by the way, there was a blatant low blow happened. Referee didn't see it happen by John Stringer to Matt Cardona, and then I think he tried to use weapons. John Stringer, and then also there was countouts too. And I see myself, it's just a mystery crank match. It should be no rules. Why are you counting? Why is there rules in this match? It's just hardcore justice. This made no sense. So we see brass knuckles from John Stringer there, and I see myself, wait a minute. If this match is about rules, then why brass knuckles are involved here? Rope breaks. Counting to 5. Break the hole. Or you could disqualify that. This was a mess. This was a colossal failure. And I'm gonna get to a colossal failure later on, once we get to what I mean about colossal failure. So, in the end, Matt Cardona wins. And basically, Matt Cardona uses the can't remember how. Oh yeah, okay, I remember now. He won with the radio silence. The part where he used the crane was for later on. I'll get to it when I get to it. Yeah, so Matt Cardona wins. Not much to say about it. I don't remember if this a Swingers palette happened. Oh no. Actually, it didn't happen yet. Maybe I think after the match it did. Maybe after this next match it did. Which by the way, what since the show too. 2 matches are announced on the show. Basically, on the matches, that pertains to Matt Cardona and John Stringer, that came out of nowhere. Basically, a wild card match. And then another match we also had a wild card match too, which ends up being an open challenge, which we'll get to when we get to it. So, we're taking my predictions. I couldn't tell you, of this because they decided to announce this on that pay-per-view. Well, I wouldn't say pay-per-view, but but some people do consider it as a pay-per-view. But based on how they did this was all just like a regular Impact Wrestling show. But after this match though, of Matt Cardona and John Stringer, or their mystery crank match, that though at this point was alright. The wrestling was alright though, but the match rules itself made no sense. So after that match was over, all of a sudden Impact Wrestling decided to show an Impact Plus advertisement of Hardcore Justice back in 2010 of RVD versus Sabu. Why the fuck are they doing that? If I wanted to watch Hardcore Justice 2010, I will go on Impact Wrestling Plus to watch Hardcore Justice 2010. I do not want to watch RVD versus Sabu wrestling each other back in 2010 of Hardcore Justice on a Hardcore Justice 2021 event. That was so fucking stupid. So also Sam McCallum comes out, and Sam said, "Why is he coming out?" So he cuts a promo about, trying to teach Trey Miguel another lesson, to take what he wants and all that. And Sam McCallum now wants to have a match. Basically, the reference to the promo here is that he wants to take what he wants too. He wants a match, so he's issuing an open challenge though. So who's up to open challenge? It's Sam Beal, the same Sam Beal that Sam McCallum had manipulated to go up against Trey Miguel. And now he wants his revenge. And the match was short because Sam Callahan wins. I mean, Sam did something, but again, I'd love to see more of this guy, what he can do, because all I've been seeing of this guy is that he does little moves, and then he just loses. Just like that. It basically, and the matches don't last that long either. It happened with Jim Miguel, and now it happened here with Sami Callihan. So, let me get to the next match that involves Brian Myers versus Jake something, which I didn't mention too, by the way. Before I get to mention that part. This match was a hardcore blindfold match, which I thought it was called blind games match. Whatever. They keep changing the as they go along. But anyways, so I didn't get to mention this on the Impact Wrestling review, where it pertains to the Golem Show edition, when Jake something and Matt Cardona had a double basically had a no contest because Brian Myers interfered. Jake something was driven to the ring into the not ring post, the steel steps, excuse me. To the corner of the other steel steps. And that's why Tom Jr. made the match of the blind games match for Hardcore Justice, and that's what it led to. So basically, what this was, it's a hardcore match with weapons while you're being blindfolded with a black bag over your head. Basically, it reminds me of Jake the Snake Roberts and Rick Montel from WrestleMania, except during that time it was not about weapons, but in this match it was about weapons because this is Hardcore Justice. So the match happens. I thought the match was pretty decent, and then the finish happened. But before I get to the finish, so I love how the match was being played out too and all, and they use weapons, with that try to find it outside the ring and all that, like a trash can lid, I think it was like a pipe or whatever, or a candlestick, whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. At one point, referee was used as a shield. And also a funny moment where Brian Myers went to cover Jake something, but Jake something was on his stomach, not on his back. So Brian Myers, because obviously it played to the psychology of it, because you're blind, you can't really tell. But then again, you can also feel your opponent. So how can you not tell which part of the body you can't feel? So of course referee couldn't count because his shoulders were not down. And I was talking about Jake something. So I think there was a referee bump, if I'm not mistaken. I really don't recall if there was a referee bump or not. I guess there was almost a referee bump, but then because referee I could see something like that. Brian Myers also takes off his blindfold, and his Jake something with a super kick and all that. Jake something's his blindfold came off accidentally. Referee also he sees it. Puts it back on him. And Brian Myers had his on, and Brian Myers gets distracted by the music of Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona comes out, and he passes the crane that he had from the mystery crane match that he won against Johnny Stringer. Passes to Jake something. Apparently Jake something could see it now, because even though he's wearing the blindfold, apparently he could see it and he called it. And he hits Brian Myers with it. And what was in there? Action figures. A lot of wrestling action figures. I couldn't make out who they were, who they all were, but that's what it was. So that's when Matt Cardona had that smile on his face, from where he to that crane, but he decided to save it for later. And I said to myself, wow, I didn't like it. But at least Jake something won. That's all I can say from there. He won with Black Hole Slam, and that was it. Basically, the whole thing was that Matt Cardona got one up on Brian Myers, and I said my prediction, by the way. If Jake Something's gonna win the match here, he's gonna win by distraction by Matt Cardona, even with Tension being involved, and that's what will happen. Now, we're saying the whole thing doesn't make me feeling better that they protected Brian Myers here, just because of a distraction, because whatever reason they're giving him this push that he's gonna be a big deal in Impact Wrestling, where he's basically being the self-proclaimed franchise of Impact Wrestling. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Tom Dreamer talks about, these are my friends, Rich Swan, William Mack, and Eddie Edwards. Fuck Eddie Edwards. basically talking about the match of Hardcore War, and basically, a couple guys, said what they gotta say, and Rich Swan cut a promo, which I thought was good, because he's got a lot on his mind within Super Rebellion, but he's gotta also be involved in this, to help out a friend in need, and that was it. So yeah, I thought it was a decent promo. So, but Rich Swan really delivered in this promo though. So, by the way, I should say this, by the way. The main event was the Hardcore War match, which it makes sense because it is Hardcore Justice, but at the same time, you see Tommy Dreamer, who is it's funny too because Tommy Dreamer, who is the promoter of House of Hardcore, always books himself into these main event matches, and now he's booking himself in this main event match of Hardcore Justice. We'll get to it when we get to it. But I want to say more things. Wow, you got an ego there, Tommy Dreamer. You're a big deal. That you got to be in the main event. You basically book yourself in the main event of a show that you're promoting. How ironic, All right. Apparently, they're not showing much about the hardcore. The hardcore. The segment of the Swingers Palace. So we did get back to the Swingers Palace where the drinking game's still going on, and I guess in a way, James Storm and Chris Sabin were winning the drinking game, whatever, and then that was basically it for that one. And I'm just gonna finish the rest of it. So, John Swan, they ended up going back there, to the Swingers Palace, and all of a sudden, Ace, Triple XL are drunk. Even James Storm and Chris Sabin are drunk. Beer gun, I should say. And they said we're gonna have this match and all that. So, we're the match, but first let's do the this other game. With a ping pong ball, and James Storm is like picking the ping pong balls and like no, not this, not this, not this, and I see myself they're all the same. And then I remember Chris Sabin also saying when he saw the ping pong balls, he says glorious. Bobby Roode. I see what he did there. So yeah. So they started basically Ace Romero throws the ping pong ball but misses. And then Chris Sabin gets the ping pong ball. He throws it and knocks the cup down. Like to himself, you're supposed to throw it in the cup, not hit the cup. Like, so James Storm said that too to him. And then Larry D gets the ping pong ball. And he threw the ball like he was a girl. That was the most suckiest throw I've ever saw. Ace Romero threw the ball good. And James Storm's going to throw the ball. All of a sudden, he throws. I guess he threw the ball to Ace Romero, basically poking the eye, whatever. And Chris Sabin gets lay his hand to Larry D. It was either way. Either way, Beer Guns took care of Triple XL. Basically, they bamboozled them, and they destroyed the table set. That Johnny Bravo luckily got out of the way, and John Stringer was not happy about what happened there. The Stringer Gorillas were not happy there. They were concerned, and Johnny Bravo was then that much concerned, but he was like, well, at least he got out of the way and everything. And then James Storm was gonna throw the ping pong ball, and they basically did a slam dunk onto the ping pong ball into the red cup and all that. And like, oh my God, what is this segment, man? And that was it. So I think eventually we will see another program between Beer Guns versus Triple XL, because we've seen them have a program before. So I guess they're gonna do this again. So, all right, next one. Now we got that out of the way, we can move on to what happened next. And what happened next was a weapons match that involves the knockouts, which is Rosemary versus Tina Dashwood with Kill for K at ringside versus Jordan Grace versus Alicia Edwards versus Havoc, and versus, at first it was gonna be Susan. Susan comes out. Also we see the time trial changing flickering, whatever. All of a sudden we see Su Yung coming out. Obviously that was not really Su Yung, but the way they did it though, basically having Susan standing there, and then Su Yung coming after her, and then all the smoke coming up and everything, and the lights, the lines were great too, by the way, and Su Young attacks Susan. Susan ends up laying down dead and everything. And then and I love, obviously this part was edited. I love how they edited that part too and all. So Susan is now, hopefully she's dead, because if she is dead, good, because I was getting sick and tired of Susan on Impact Wrestling. Don't ever bring her back again. If that's the case, if she is gone, if that's the case of her being gone, don't ever bring her back ever again. Just end that, and let's pretend this whole thing never happened with that whole thing ever again. Excuse me. All right, so back to us, to this match itself. So Su Young returns, and I love it, and she's got new new gear on, and everything, and I love it. And on top of that, she's got a nice push-up bra, yeah. Is this one thing I love about Su Young? Is that obviously there's other reasons I like about Su Young too as well, but that's one of the reasons I like about Su Young, or love. So in this match, where the winner gets to face the champion at Rebellion. I'm assuming it's gonna be Rebellion. Again, when I did my preview, I'm assuming it's going to lead to a match at Rebellion. So, I'm glad that Su Young is back. So Rosemary was mesmerized and happy that to see her back, and they did this whole thing where Su Young, Havoc, and Rosemary are doing the whole hands thing like they did last year too, where basically it's their own version of the Avengers, assembling, pertains to these dark sides of characters of Su Young, Havoc, and Rosemary, pertains to the undead realm. And Su Young, join along with them, doing the whole thing, and then she turns on them, and then having Rosemary turns on each other after they took care of Su Young. And also we have, this, any weapons can be used. Alicia Edwards used a staple gun onto Tina Dashwood to the back of her ass. Even onto Kill, I think Kill for a K also got hit too by Alicia Edwards, and Kill for a K got in the way by way. Because Tina Dashwood wasn't doing nothing, which I'm gonna get to when I get to it. But Tina Dashwood wasn't doing absolutely nothing in this match, and she gets surrounded by the opponents in the ring. And Kill for a K decided to sacrifice himself to get, and he did get stable by way, as I see it now. Jordan Grace also takes care of Alicia Edwards. A sidewalk slam onto the steel trash can. A steel chair was used by Su Young to Jordan Grace. Rosemary spears Su Young before locking the upside down lock. From the corner though. Well, I won't say from the corner, like next to the corner. Rosemary brings in thumbtacks, and she's going to put Alicia Edwards through it. But that was actually took advantage of it by reversing and all that. And I can't remember how she did it. I think that's like a reverse DT she did, the Scorpion Death Drop, whatever. And then Alicia Edwards pulls out a kendo stick with eyelashes on, with lipstick, shaped like what since a woman's wearing lipstick, and and eyes and everything. And I said to myself, really? And then they talk about how it was got the kendo stick named Kenny, and like, oh my god, here we go again with this shit. And I said to myself, well, then call this one Kendra. And then as soon as I said that, I spoke too soon about it. And as soon as I said that, D'Lo Brown said Kendra. And like, well, there you go. That's just brilliant. Who came up with that idea, right? Stupid. Su Young gets her bloody claw into the mouth of Alicia Edwards, and they brawl to the back. And they were gone. They didn't come back. I don't know what that what's that going to mean in the when we get to Impact Wrestling next Thursday, but whatever. Or this coming Thursday, I should say. I forgot to mention this too, by the way. Rosemary, one point has Su Young tied up with a rope, whatever, something like that, or it was Rosemary getting tied up with a rope by Su Young, I guess. Basically, a rope was used in the match. So then we get to Havoc getting the upper hand on Jordan Grace, and she's gonna look like she's gonna win. All of a sudden, and I knew this was happening, by the way. As soon as I saw she was about to win here, okay, where's Nevaeh? Sure enough, Nevaeh shows up, brings in powder, blinds Havoc, and Jordan Grace capitalizes on it, doing her combo of running strikes, and then goes for the Vader bomb afterwards. Also, Kill with a K pulls her out of the ring, gets her a super kick, and then Tina Dashwood, who did absolutely nothing in this match, rushes into the ring, covers up Havoc, and gets a 3 count in the win. Are you fucking kidding me? Tina Dashwood did absolutely nothing in this match. She barely got involved in this match. All she did was took bumps and took some punishments. Other than that, she did nothing in this match. No moves whatsoever. Nothing to capitalize on anyone. Other than for a sneak pin at the end. So of all people that Impact Wrestling went with to go to be a number contender, Tennille Dashwood, who's done nothing but take Instagram posts, pictures and all, pertains to Kid with a K being a fast photographer. With her, not getting involved in matches, being lazy, being all full of herself, of her Instagram posts, of her pictures, or what have you. She comes here, and this is what they went with. By having her do nothing in this match, and she earns a title shot. If I wanted to see Tina Dashwood's pictures on Instagram, I would go on Instagram and see her pictures and everything. If I wanted to see Tina Dashwood do absolutely nothing other than taking pictures of herself on Instagram, I will go on Instagram and see those type of stuff. What I expect for Tina Dashwood to do when she gets in the ring of Impact Wrestling, since her being a wrestler, is for her to get in there and wrestle. Not to see her come there and taking pose for Kid to take pictures of her to post on Instagram, and then see her do absolutely nothing in matches. Deanna Purrazzo, since coming in to Impact Wrestling, has shown a lot. Which is why she's a 2-time Knockouts champion. Tina Dashwood, her coming into Impact Wrestling, she's failed to win the championship titles, pertains to Knockouts championship, and she even failed to become a Knockouts champion because of her stick here of doing absolutely nothing, taking the back seat. Tennille Dashwood has been nothing but a colossal failure in Impact Wrestling. And of all people that ends up going for the title at maybe at Rebellion, whatever, is Tennille Dashwood, who did again absolutely 0% nothing to earn a right to go after the title, and did nothing in this match regardless. I would have went with Alicia Edwards. At least she did something in this match. Tina Dashwood did nothing. Nada. She didn't do shit. And she gets a title shot. She gets to win. I would love to see Jordan Grace get in this win. Because she was my first pick to win. But no, we couldn't get that. And especially what happened after the match, which I'm gonna get to when I get to it. Especially after that match. Why couldn't she win? Why didn't she win? She would have been a better option than Tennille Dashwood. But I guess it's all about her now. All about her, and yet she brings nothing to the table. When it pertains to what she's doing. A colossal failure. Knockouts Championship title match, which is title versus career, and also old school rules. Deanna Prazo, the champion versus Jazz. The show nice real package, by the way, which tends to just build up. So, match. So the match happens. I love the match. It was good. Jazz looked good. Deanna Prazo looked good. Even when she's selling for Jazz, they they kept going back and forth with each other, and then we get to a point where they use weapons, and like, all right, good, finally, they made some weapons here. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to use weapons either way, but because this is an old school rules match, I expect to see weapons here, and they did. I they did. So they used to do chairs. I don't remember if they used a trash can. I don't think they did. No, I don't think they did. But a steel chair was used though, and yeah, the knockout spell was about to be used, but then Jazz ducked from it. Yeah, I can't remember all weapons are used in the match. I remember there was no weapon. I just can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was a steel tray, or a pipe, whatever, or maybe a candlestick. I don't remember. But I remember the steel chair was in there though, and the knockout towel was about to be used. But yeah, but the match itself was very good. Jazz used her finish, her DDT move, I should say, paying homage to Tom Dreamer, because Tom Dreamer, Dreamer DDT. But yeah, a DDT onto John Prazo on the steel chair, but only got two. Like I thought it was gonna be the finish there. I would have been fine either way. But John Prazo goes for double unhook, and then goes for basically gets to the finish here. She goes for her Queen's Gamble, which it's basically what it was is the God style neutralizer that that Cesaro does. Now I thought she was gonna go for the God style power driver, that Mamoru Suzuki does, from New Japan Pro Wrestling, but she went for the neutralizer. Basically I'm calling how I saw it. It was basically a neutralizer that she did, but she called it in the Queen's Gamble, and she got the win. And yeah, she's your winner, still Knockouts champion, Deanna Prazo, while Jazz's career is unfortunately over. So yeah, Deanna Prazo, she had a very good match with Jazz. Jazz also she recovers, and then Jordan Grace runs down to the ring and helps out Jazz, and that's why Jordan Grace should have been the one to win that weapons match instead of Tennille Dashwood. Because Jordan Grace came out there and helped up Jazz, and then raising Jazz up, and then embracing her and all that. And then you could have told a story there where Deanna Prazo versus Jordan Grace at Rebellion. She's gonna do that. She's gonna she's gonna help get redemption. She's gonna help get revenge. She's gonna help a fallen friend, and to get Rebellion on Deanna Prazo for ending the career of Jazz. But instead, they decided to go with Tennille Dashwood versus Deanna Prazo at Rebellion. Again, I'm assuming that it's got to be Rebellion, but we'll see. Hopefully, it doesn't. Hopefully, we could get that match out of the way on Impact Wrestling, on the regular Impact Wrestling show, and then you could actually give, Deanna Prazo another title match against Jordan Grace, where Jordan Grace will get the win against Deanna Prazo at Rebellion. We'll see if they do that, but I don't think they will. They decided to go with this route. And I swear to God, if they had teams that will win this match, after everything that I have said here, against Deanna Prazo at Rebellion, if that's match they're going with, if Deanna Prazo beats, if Tennille Dashwood beats Deanna Prazo at Rebellion, you're gonna expect a rap from me, once we get to the Rebellion. Alright, main event time. Before we get to the main event though, Tom Dreamer was found backstage, sort of knocked out on the chair. Kind of like this. And they start doing this. Keep bringing his head up. And I say to myself, that was a terrible acting. Oh my God! Like I don't know if that was supposed to be Tom Dreamer's way of acting. He's trying to get back up and all that. But that was so stupid. So we get a doctor checking on him. Eddie Edwards, Swan, and Ray Michael checking on him. Scott D'Amore comes in, checking on him, and Eddie Edwards had to go out first because we're going to have this hardcore war match. So while they're checking on my Tom Journal, that also get the match beginning, with Eddie Edwards coming out there first. Where he didn't get to bring his candlestick, Kenny, because when it tends to hardcore war, you gotta bring your weapon with you. But Tom Jr. Was knocked out, so Eddie was so concerned with that of what happened with Tom Jr. that he didn't bother to bring his weapon out. So then we get Dino coming out there. His weapon, I think, was a pipe. I think it was. I can't remember if it was a pipe or not. But as soon as I saw Dino out there, as soon as I saw that it was gonna be Eddie Edwards and Dino facing each other, I did not pay attention to this match at all. I did not pay attention to the opening of this match at all. But to this main event, I should say. So once they got, by the way, here's the rules, by the way. 2 men will start alone for 5 minutes, and every 2 minutes, a new guy comes out. We're tends to basically it's like war games. It's basically the war games rules. Except there's no cage. So and tends to once they obviously once they get to the end of the team, all the 8 teams, all the 8 people being there, about, I should say, then it will conclude pinfall submissions. Again, pertains to war games rules. And obviously with this match too, it's no disqualifications. And apparently Von by Design won the coin toss up for the higher number advantage. And I say to myself, we didn't see that. Whatever. But they had to come up with something though, because we didn't see anything of that happening, but or even it was said. I don't know if it was said or not, but whatever. But yeah, as soon as the 5 minutes started up with Eddie Edwards and Diener, I didn't care for it. I didn't pay attention to it at all. But as soon as somebody else came out, that's when I really started paying attention to it. So who came out was Rhino. He comes out with what weapon he had. Oh yeah, he had a pool cube with him. So yeah, obviously when Ryan came out there, I said to myself, good, I get to see Eddie Edwards get his ass kicked, and that's exactly what happened. And then when Ryan comes out with a dog collar chain. I'm not saying it was a collar there. I'm just saying it's basically like the junkyard dog. And a reference there, a junkyard dog there, by either Matt Striker or Dino Brown, whichever two it was. So yeah, and then also we might brought out Kenny, the candlestick, because hey man, you forgot your weapon, man. I know you were concerned about Tom Jr. and everything, but you forgot your weapon. You fought Kenny. I'm not saying he said that, but I'm just saying I'm just exaggerating with that. But yeah, but anyways, but Ray Mac's weapon was a steel chain. Oh god, sorry folks, my eyes are bothering me. In fact, let me take care of something right now. All right, that's more like it. So yeah, so the match, like I said, now it's it's becoming even. With Eddie Edwards, Ray Mac going up against Diener and Rhino, excuse me. Then we get another participant of Von by Design, which it was Joe Doring. Joe Doring came out there with no weapons because why not? Because pertains to Joe Doring with his height and with his with everything that he is a weapon. He's a walking, obviously Josh Alexander is a walking weapon too, since his nickname, but since it's Joe Doring, he is a walking weapon. So basically, Joe Doring doesn't need a weapon because he is a weapon. So obviously, it become an odd playing field because Eddie Edwards and Ray Mac are going to ass kicked now by the Von by Design of Eric Young. I mean not Eric Young, but with Joe Doring, Rhino, and Diener. And then we get to another participant, which was obviously Swan, the TNA and Impact World Champion. And Rich Swan comes out with he had a table, he had a street sign, and he started doing his thing and all that. So it becomes even once again. And then he's going to set up a table and everything. All of a sudden we get a fun participant of Fine by Design coming out, and he brought his hockey stick, and he went to town with that one. And then we get to the final participant, where it tends to the whole Team Dreamer thing, except for one thing. Team Dreamer was laid out. So who could it be? Was it gonna be Team Dreamer? Was he gonna be clear to go out there? Instead of Team Dreamer, it was someone else, and it was Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel decided to basically I bet the story is gonna be here now, folks, because I went earlier on that night with Sammy Callahan. Because Sammy Callahan said something about you take what you want, and that's what Trey Miguel's doing. You take what you want, and this is what he wanted. He's taking what he wanted, basically, to be in the main event, and it was good. I like it. So he ends up being there. Now he had no weapons with him, but it doesn't matter, because there's weapons there either way. So I love that Trey Miguel was taking care of Eric Young and Rhino, and especially Diener. And as soon as he got to Joe Doring, he went up against Joe Doring, but Joe Doring cussed him off after that. It was good. I like that. That Trey Miguel showed no fear to Joe Doring. And yeah, I love how this match was booked, And in the end, Trey Miguel did Meteora to Joe Doring, sending him to the table, and also A was I think it was on it too, or whatever. But that was a nasty spot there by Trey Miguel there. It was awesome. So then we get to Eric Young, Diener, and Rhino. And Rich Swan was taken out, by the way. It was one of those whole things. Rhino's gonna knock down Willie Mack, and Rich Swan's gonna knock out Rhino, and Eric Young's gonna knock out Rich Swan, and that whole thing. That whole thing they always do, where it tends to a 6-man tag match or whatever have you. But yeah, that's how it was done. I thought it was done perfectly too. So Rich Swan was out, Joe Doring was out, Eddie Edwards was out, especially Trey Miguel after that bump he did. So it was Eric Young, Diener, and Rhino, and Willie Mack was on his own. Willie Mack was finding them off in a way, and he did a very good job with that. Unfortunately, too much numbers game at the end of the day, and Eric Young goes for the power driver. After what Diener did something, I can remember it was like a weapon whatever they hit him with, and Eric Young capitalized with the power driver and gets the win. So yeah, as I predicted, the Fine by Design wins. Now either way, Tom Dreamer not being part of the match, it will still the same outcome, but with Fine by Design winning, and as it should. So yeah, Fine by Design, they all stand tall as the show went off the air. And that'll conclude your Impact Hardcore Justice 2021. Alright, folks, so bear with me here because I gotta keep this recording going because I'm recording this on YouTube and I don't want to do any editing. So what I gotta do is try my absolute best to remember what it is to my Hardcore Justice highlights of the nights. So, Swerve of the Night. Actually, this was no brainer here. Where it tends to me remembering. I remember having Swerve of the Night, where it tends to Rajul coming out and helping Shiro winning the match. Shock of the Night will be where it tends to Josh Alexander's mystery partner, and where it tends to being P.D. Williams. Moment of the Night, if I can remember, I remember putting Su Young on there, which is her returning. Promo tonight, I should say. I went with Eric Young, which is his promo, because his promo was pretty good. There was other promos too, but Eric Young was one that really intrigued me more. Video promo of the night was the title versus career old school rules match between John Perazzo defending it against her title against Jazz, which is Jazz defending her career. Segment of the night is the Swingers Palace. Despite the whole thing with Tommy Dreamer, the rest of the Swingers Palace thing that they did, it was good. I thought that was entertaining. Interest of the night. Now, I went with Sami Callihan at first, because his entrance was good, by the way. When it comes to his the Death Machine music and all that, and the Lions love it, which was cool and all, and the way he did it too. Since to just the aura of it was pretty amazing. So I gotta give this entrance of the night though to Su Yung. Where it tends to Su, first Susan coming out, and then Su Yung comes out and kills Susan. I didn't mention Susan, by the way. When Susan was taken care of, about, I guess, in about what 10 or maybe not close to 5 minutes passed, all of a sudden we see referees coming out there to help out Susan. And I said to myself, it took them that long to come out there and get that dead body of Susan out there. And by the way, folks, I need to pull something out too. By the way, once I get I get to the rest of this, but I thought that was weird though. Either way, but anyways, but yeah, originally I get to Sami Callihan, but then after seeing the return of Su Yung, I decided to go with Su Yung for that instead. So. Alright. But anyways, continue on. Performance of the night, Jazz. Jazz performance overall was pretty good because even though her passing her prime, she did pretty good. No, that was a good performance too. But I give him this to Jazz. So Jazz, for everything you've done for the wrestling business, my time watching you growing up and everything, to you finally ending it in 2021. Jazz, thank you very much, Jazz, for everything you have contribute for the women's of wrestling. So she's always been my favorite. So I'll give her props. All right, okay, let me continue on. Moving of the night was if I recall. Let's see. This one got better moving now, folks. I'll return to this. Move of the night. Who had the best move of the night? I did have Jazz, which is the DT to Dion Parcel on the steel chair, especially with Dion Parcel the way she saw it too. But then you also have the Miura by Trey Miguel to George Dorman on the outside through a table, which was good too. So I'm gonna go with Trey Miguel that one. So yeah, Trey Miguel gets a move in the night, which turns into Miura through the table to George Dorman. Finish of the night will have to be Gian Perazzo's Queen's Gamble. Brutal match of the night, I gotta go with the weapons match with the knockouts, and I don't mean that in the good way. I mean that in the bad way because of how the outcome of it happened. With not Gian Perazzo, with Tino Astro winning. Okay, that was not okay. So show stealer of the night would have to be the Hardcore War match, which it was a show stealer in a way too. So minus Eddie Edwards and and Diener. Match of the night, title versus career. Brasso and Jazz, and there you go, folks. Those were the highlights of mine. And before I get to my overall short rating, may first bring up the opening match, the three-way tag team match, was 13 minutes and 42 seconds. The Shirley legal match was 9 minutes and 3 seconds. The regular singles match with Doc Gallows and Black Taurus was 8 minutes and 59 seconds. The Mystery Cranked match was 7 minutes and 56 seconds. This regular singles match between Sami Callihan and Sam Beal was 4 minutes and 2 seconds. The blindfold match, which blind games match, that's really what it was 5 minutes and 17 seconds. Weapons match was 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Old School Rules title versus career match for the knockout title, basically, was 12 minutes and 46 seconds. And finally, the 8-man hardcore war match was 20 minutes and 28 seconds. And my overall strength from the show, to me, the show was a waste of my time. 4 out of 10. That being said, thank you for watching. So, Natural Born Thriller, peace on the streets. And we'll see what Impact Wrestling can do building up for Rebellion. But the way it looks for right now, we're seeing on the Knockout Championship title match, I am not happy with that. Take care.